Well, I think the things that I remember most about that particular time period was just, you know, the high school's new. We were only a couple years old, and you know, I grew up in a time where everybody in the community, Friday night or Tuesday night, whenever there was a game going on, that's where everybody was. And I remember always the gym was filled with people. It was always packed every night. Everybody in the community kind of seemed to know that I was chasing the record, and they seemed to know how many points I lacked before I did. And it was just a real special time, you know, and that, just because of that and just because of my teammates and just the whole community, it was just a wonderful experience.
Talk about how much work you had to put in to become the player that you did.
Well, you know, I grew up in a time where, you know, there wasn't as much outside influence as there are now, and you know, if you picked a hobby or picked a sport, you know, that was kind of what you chose to do, and that's where you spent most of your time. And you know, basketball was just something that right off the bat I fell in love with. And you know, I wasn't always the most gifted athlete, but I think you know, I had a really good high school coach that instilled a lot of self-discipline and work ethic, and you know, I was in the gym pretty much every day, and you know, that was you know, I mean, I could see a big difference from season to season, and that just kind of fueled the fire to keep me in there a little bit more.
You needed 60-plus points going into that sub-state game.
Yeah.
You ended up getting 63. Did you know how many points that you needed going into that game? And just kind of take me through that moment.
Well, you know, that game was so surreal because, you know, that was not only the game that the records broke, that was the game that we had the opportunity to go to the state tournament. And, you know, breaking that record, I can't, to be honest, I can't remember if I knew exactly how many points. I mean, I would never thought I would have scored 60 points to break that record, but it just happened the way it did, and it was just, you know, one of those magical kind of times where the record was broken, we got a chance to go to the state, and it was just a special night.